Yes. So, hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of Spring of Code, and where we are onboarding some nice open source projects. And today we will be talking about Red Hat Middleware and JoyBoss organizations. And for that, we have Shubham Rawat from Red Hat. He's intern at Red Hat, and he's also a Code for Cause mentor, and he has also been a product manager and mentor at Coding Blocks too. So, lots of people already know about you, but still, if you want to tell a bit more about yourself.
Yeah, thanks अभिषेक. तो इंट्रो तो तुमने दे दिया, मतलब बहुत बढ़िया था. लाइक इसको इंग्लिश में रखना है हिंदी में, लाइक इज इट फाइन इन इंग्लिश?
मतलब कुछ भी कर सकता है, आपको जो सही लगे.
लाइक मैं
हिंदी में कर लेते हैं.
विल डू इंग्लिश, लाइक दैट इज द मोस्ट.
ठीक है, चलो फिर हिंदी में कर लेते हैं, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है.
अच्छा, मतलब वैसे जनरली लोग किस में कर रहे होते हैं?
जनरली इंग्लिश में ही होता है.
No problem, we will do it in English because my English is very good. If you don't know,
yeah, we know.
Like I'm very fluent in it. Everyone knows me for my English.
तो चैट बॉक्स में बता सकते हो, मतलब क्या रेफर करोगे, मतलब हिंदी भी है इंग्लिश भी है, तुम्हारे टेस्ट पे डिपेंड करता है कि तुम क्या सुनना चाहोगे, है ना?
बताओ बच्चों. Come on students, tell me what you want to listen. What you want to listen to, Hindi or English? Like we can do both. We are good at both of them.
Shubham भी is fluent in both of them.
Okay.
कुछ भी चलेगा.
कुछ भी चलेगा. English.
Yes. Cool है. तो people are waiting for your introduction, मतलब introduction दे दो भैया बस.
Yeah. So introduction मेरा बहुत simple है. Like तुमने पहले ही बता दिया है. So basically I am currently working as a engineer at Red Hat, and earlier I was product engineer and mentor at Coding Blocks, and yeah, I'm an open source enthusiast. मतलब वो तो सभी हो, तुम भी हो, सारे ही हैं यहाँ पे जो आया है वो सारे के सारे open source enthusiast ही हैं. So today basically we'll discuss about all the things which are required by you to contribute in any project of Red Hat middleware. Like I have generally contributed in Red Hat only. Like I've never been to other orgs. I've seen projects from different orgs like Force Asia, OpenRefine. There are a lot of organizations, but I have generally worked with Red Hat only. So today we will be talking about two projects mostly which I work on. One of them is my favorite. Like I'm currently working on it at Red Hat. So that project is Strimzy, and it is under CNCF, right? So CNCF is also an organization there, and the other organization is JBoss. Like this is my favorite organization itself. It is also by Red Hat, right? So there I'm going to talk about the Debezium projects, like Debezium project on which I contributed when I was a student, like just like you, right? So I know both the ends, like how it feels when you know everything and how it feels when you don't know anything, right? So I will I'll just give you a complete roadmap of how to start with things and how to end up being a successful guy for those projects. ठीक है. So किसी का कोई क्वेश्चन हो तो बता दो यार, तब तक चैट में मैं देख लेता हूँ. If anyone is asking any kind of question, तुम्हारा क्वेश्चन हो तुम पूछ लो, no issues.
तो कुछ बच्चे में भी नहीं जानते होंगे कि Red Hat middleware क्या है, JBoss organization क्या है, CNCF organization क्या है. तो मतलब in brief, if you can describe that, what are the main projects, what are the mainstream that they cover, Red Hat CNCF, all those things.
Like if you ask me, then Red Hat middleware contains a lot of projects. Like mostly, if you ask me, they are revolving around Java itself, or you can say Go. Like most of the Red Hat middleware projects, and those who don't know what middleware is, it's basically, you can say middleware project is kind of a like it is giving a layer to the things. Like for example, there are two, like there is an app, there is a database, like they are communicating Then there is something in between which is like acting as a broker between them. So the middleware project is kind of providing them layer, that this is a layer, and I am using these brokers upon it to make the things even more convenient for us. So this is what basically is the work of the middleware thing. So like going towards either we talk about CNCF, either we talk about JBoss. Like mostly I have worked on JBoss, so I can assure you one thing, that we are going to like if you want to contribute to any of their projects, mostly the projects are in Go, Java, like the things which you generally do in colleges and stuff. But there are also projects regarding web dev also. Like it is not like that we only support Java, we support different stacks, right? So there are mostly things in Java, but yeah, then there comes other projects too, like some of them are in Go, some of them might be about the mobile applications. Then we have projects regarding GraphQL also. So those of you who wants to contribute in suppose web dev project, so we do have them there in the Idealist. So first of all, let me, I guess, find that Idealist for you. Okay, JBoss Idealist 2021. Like, I'm not sure how many of the students have already seen that Idealist, but I guess most of them have seen it already. Okay, like,
Okay, so
yeah,
like I you may be wanting to sharing your screen.
yeah, I am sharing my screen right now.
Okay, it's
So,
not shared. You have to
yeah,
share it
I'm doing
explicitly.
it. I'm doing it.
Okay.
Actually, I was finding that thing like
Yeah, yeah.
in Google
I got.
Meet. Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
Right. So this is the idea list for the 2021 ideas of JBoss. If you can see my screen, like I guess it is visible to everyone now, right? Right.
Yes, yes, yes. So
Yeah.
you can increase the font a bit. Like some
Yeah.
people watch on
Let me do
mobile
it.
too.
Let me do it. Yeah. Okay. Zoom. 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 Zoom.
That
Oh,
oh, that's too big.
that's fine, right?
Yeah, that would yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
So these are certain idea lists, like there are certain ideas which are prepared by the JBoss community, or you can say that uh, when we are like working, when we are in the office, then we generally get those mails regarding, come on, please send this, send the ideas, please. We have to like post them. GSoC is nearby, so give those ideas. Even I tried to like give some ideas, but I don't know if any of them got selected. I don't guess. I guess not. But still. So there is one question. Are you proud working with Red Hat from the start? Yeah, obviously. Like the projects here are like
Who
I
will
would say
not
that
like? The answer
like
would be
this.
who will not.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Red
Red
Hat
Hat is really a big organization. Anyone would be proud of working in.
exactly. Red Hat is like you have all kind of projects there. Like whatever you want to work on, just go with it. Just tell them I want to work on this project. Like they have this like the culture there is like, if you have any kind of doubt, wait, is my screen on? Oh, okay. You set it up. I thought that my screen just vanished. Okay, no problem. So the thing is that the culture here is very nice. Like whenever someone asks a doubt, like for example, let us take me, because I am also a new guy there. So I also didn't had that kind of knowledge earlier when I joined the team. So whenever I asked my doubt, even if it was around 12 according to our time, or maybe 6 a.m. in the morning or according to their time, they just answer it right away. You'll just like put the question there, and they'll be like, here is the answer, and then you have to think like, what is this answer? I'm not able to figure out what he's saying. Right? Because they tell you those big technical words which you haven't heard of if you are like a newbie coming to a team like that. So that is something which is very normal, right? Good vibes. Okay.
People are
So
feeling it.
okay, so contributing after GSOG is the motto behind open source. Not like that. if you ask me, I never cracked GSoC. If you ask me, I just contributed in the Debezium project at that time. Like, yeah, I was trying for GSoC, but I was not able to make it. But that didn't stop me that no, I won't contribute to Debezium anymore. I just made some more PRs there. But yeah, like things happen. If you are like if you have joined a company, you can say if that doesn't support open source, or maybe you have joined a company which gives you like a lot of work. So at that time it gets a bit hard to contribute to the project. But the thing is that you should not forget that feeling of open source, because it is really important for you. So I didn't stop the contributing there, and somehow after some time, as my mentor was Anuj Bhaiya, you all know. Like Anuj Bhaiya is like, and I guess everyone knows him in India, I guess. Like everyone,
Yeah, yes.
no one calls him Anuj Garg. He's like
Yeah.
Anuj Bhaiya. He's Anuj
Surname is
Bhaiya.
Bhaiya.
Yeah, his surname is Bhaiya from now onwards. So Anuj Bhaiya was like is, we can say, he's still a GSoC admin for JBoss. So he told me about these things and to go through all this stuff. And today, like where I am standing, I just give all that credit to him, because he's the one who made me who I am right now. So thanks to him a lot. Like I don't know how I can just repay him, but yeah. So, coming back to the project thing, let's start our discussion with the JBoss Debezium project. I guess everyone wants to know about how to contribute to it and how they can move forward with it, right? So, coming back to the Idealist, if you can like put on the screen back, yeah. So here, there are some ideas. Like you can see, there it is, the Debezium thing. So if you see here, Debezium, like it is basically a data capture tool, or you can say, like I'll just explain it to you in a very simple language. Like suppose you have a database, like a transactional database, we can say, and suppose you are making kind of transactions there, maybe inserting some new records, or maybe deleting some records and stuff like that. So at that time, what you can do is you can use this tool. Like this tool can capture all those changes for you, right? So any kind of event happens and there is a change, then this project is like, this tool is there and it will tell you, yes man, this is the change that just occurred, and all those changes will be like displayed to you. If you're working on a console, then it will be on your console and stuff like that, right? So Debezium is a very nice tool, and if you want to contribute to it, like first of all, let me tell you, like let me give you some tips if you want to get started with the Debezium project. Like most of the students generally get discouraged after seeing the repositories for these projects. So let me show it to you first. So here, this is the Debezium repository. If you can see it, let me zoom the screen a bit, right? Okay, so uh, as we have discussed a small about Debezium, that yes, it is a change data capture thing. It is trying to capture all the event changes happening in the database, right? And it is for different sort of databases. If you can see here, we have Debezium connector for MongoDB, also MySQL, Oracle, Postgres, SQL. Like there are a lot of databases involved, and the biggest mistake that the student makes while starting with this project is that they generally don't go through the readme, that how they need to contribute to the project, and they just keep on, like they will just get to the repository, they will see that there are a lot of packages here, and then they will just think that this is a big project, I can't contribute to it. So that is the, like I would say that is the biggest mistake that all the students make right now. Even I had made that mistake, because when I was here, like for the first time, and I saw the Debezium repo, so I was like, what is this? Like this repo is too big and I can't contribute to it. So I literally stopped contributing. Like contributing, I would just say that I didn't even start contributing, and I was so scared that I didn't even touch this project. I just I just moved forward in my life. And after some time, Anuj Bhaiya was there, so he scolded me that yes, you should not be worried about the things. You should take things step by step. So that is my first tip to you. Whenever you encounter a project like this, like all the projects in open source, I'm guaranteeing you this, that all the projects in open source are really big. They have a big source code, and you can't just go on and just start contributing to it. It is never like that. Every time you pick up a project, it could be any project, like I'm talking about the Debezium project right now. Those of you who wants to contribute to any kind of open source project, just don't think that you will just start making contribution on the first day itself. It's completely fine if you take a month to understand the project. Doesn't matter. Even I even if you ask me if you ask me that how much time did you take to contribute to this project, so it was about 1 month. I'm like, I can accept it. I don't have any problem accepting that, because until or unless you don't know how a project works, you can't like just start working on it, or you can't do anything, right? So this is the repo for Debezium project, and those of you who wants to contribute to this project, the first thing that you want to know is Java. Like I would say that for contributing to this, you should know about 70% of Java, because if you can see the languages used in this project, 93.8% things are written in Java itself.
Okay.
So
So is it Spring specific, or the core knowledge of Java would be enough? Like
if
any
you
framework? Hmm.
Okay, so if you ask me, I would say that Spring thing is not there. I don't think so. There is a lot of Spring thing going on there. It's just normal Java, not core exactly. It is kind of a development thing. Like most of the students have not gone through the collection framework also. Like they don't know what. A priority queue is, or like some of the students don't know about these things also. Array deck, they don't know about these things. And then there are some other things, like there are meters in Java also, like optional. We have an optional thing also going on in Java. So there are a lot of, like there are these packages which we haven't used yet, right? Some we don't use optional package every time, we don't use meter package every time. So obviously it would be kind of new to them. So if you want to contribute to this Java project, I would say that your core Java concept should be perfectly fine, and that knowledge about data structures is very important, because every time you are going to contribute to this project, obviously they will ask you for a optimized code. They won't accept an unoptimized code, because currently I am also working there, and if I submit a partially optimized code, like you can say it is like there is an example, like I would like to put, if you remember the prime number check code, like a number is prime or not.
Yes,
So there
yes,
are
yes.
there are generally three approaches that student
Yeah.
tries. That a linear one, and then we have the root thing, and
Square
then
root.
there is one more thing, the half thing, that we will just check up to half.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
this half thing is just a partial optimization. Like if you want to optimize things, just make it to the root thing, right? So
Yes.
the half optimization thing never works, because if you just ask them that here this is my PR and this contains the code, but it is half optimized, so they will just say you take your time, make it fully optimized, only then we will accept it. So obviously you
Okay.
should know about data structures and Java. About 60-70% is necessary. Like if you want to contribute to Debezium or Strimzy, like you can say the CNCF project Strimzy also, you need to know 60-70% of Java. And Git, essentially you should know, because if you don't know about Git, you can't contribute, obviously.
Yeah. Yes.
You
One of
should
the
not,
most important thing.
yeah,
Yes.
you should not make the habit of using the, yeah, the user interface. I would say that certain
Yeah.
students use that GitHub tool, and I just hate it, because I don't know how everything works. And like I really don't have any idea how things work in that tool, right?
Yeah.
So
Me
for
too.
me, I will just say everyone use Git, because
CLI.
everything happens with this. Like everyone uses command line. No one is going to use a user interface, then clicking on make pull request and thing. No one does that. They'll just, like, even if you have a doubt, they will just tell you the command that run these. and if you are using that that whole tool, then you won't be able to get what he's saying. So Git is necessary. Secondly, Java 60 to 70%. Then coming back to the Debizium, we can say Maven is also important. Those of you who don't know about Maven, I'll just show you what Maven is. Maven is essentially, or you can say basically, a build tool. It just builds the dependencies which are required for the project. Like for example, you are using JSON in your project, and you need to maybe print it in a pretty way or something like that. So maybe you are using some sort of libraries from outside, so you are using a dependency there. Or if I just make things very much easier to you, you might have heard of a jar thing, right? A jar is basically a collection of the classes, right? Like we bundle
Yes.
up the compiled classes into a jar file. So instead of you like downloading and putting those jar into my project, I just use the dependencies and these build tools. They just help you build all those dependencies in a very easy way. So Maven is also a build tool. There is Gradle also. But for this project, I'll say Maven is the most important thing. So if you want to contribute to Debezium, obviously you should have a good knowledge of Maven, right? Okay, so Maven, Java. These two things are very important. If
And
you
testing.
know about, yeah, you were asking
Because
something.
testing is also very important. Like when we are talking about big projects, like
Yeah.
every project has some kind of testing involved in it.
Yeah, I was coming to it because
Oh, sorry.
like there is one thing which generally student thinks that man you like they are like, man, what you like, you are generally a developer, right? You get a tag of a developer, that I am a developer, I'm not going to like make any tests or write any tests. But things doesn't work like that, because if you are a developer, then it is your responsibility to at least write the unit tests, right? Unit tests are very important. And unit tests, like for unit tests, they generally use JUnit itself. Like I don't think they use anything other than this. JUnit tests are written in the code base, right? So JUnit, I guess everyone will just like, you have a lot of content regarding that, I guess, on YouTube also, or maybe there are certain blogs, or maybe there is this documentation. You can just go through the documentation of JUnit and you will get to use it. Like you can just go through the code, just see some of the JUnit tests written there, and just you are good to go after that, if you have a good strong base of Java. Because the JUnit is used for Java itself, right? So not something very hard there. But and like I would just say that Maven and Java are the most important things which you should know. And writing tests, like it is fine if you don't know testing from the start. You can just go through the, we can say you can just go through the code, or maybe you can see how many, like if you get stuck writing some code, then at that time you can just ask them that I am stuck here, how to like correct these things. So they will just help you out. Because there is this channel, I guess, the chat for the users. Like if you are a newcomer to this project, and you don't know how to contribute to this, then obviously you should start as a user. We have a Gitter chat room there. At the Gitter chat room, you can just sign in and start talking. You can just if you are like if you are using the project for the first time, then you can firstly go through the readme. Obviously readme is the first thing which you all go through. Like this is building how you will build the Debezium. Like build this project locally first. I don't have this right now in my, like I have not set it up Debezium right now, because I generally don't contribute to it much right now, because my current focus is on Strimzy. So if you want to build it, you have the whole readme file written here, that how you need to build it and how you need to make it up and running. So every of these things, every single thing is written here. you can just go through it, right? And if you contribute to it, you will just get your face somewhere here in the contributors thing, right? So here is me, like, and there are a lot of other people also, right? So
Yes, yes.
those are like the people who have contributed to this project. They'll be here. Okay, like that is an achievement in ourselves, right?
Yes,
It,
yes, absolutely.
it doesn't matter that whether you are a big committer at this repository. It just matters that your face is there. Yes, it's fine. I'm happy
Cool
with it.
faces are there, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Yeah,
yeah, yes, yes. Go on.
you were saying something, like you can ask the question.
Yeah. So like I was going through the JBoss idea list currently, and I see like a lot of tech stacks are required. Like for one application, like a lot of tech stack by the sense Golang, Rust, and then other such like Apache Kafka and all this. So do we really require these knowledge beforehand, like before contributing to GSoC, like before giving proposals to the mentors or so?
Yeah. So the thing is that if you ask me, like you mentioned Apache Kafka for Debezium, if I remember correctly, Debezium is built upon Apache Kafka. So it is kind of being used internally, but I don't think so that you would require that knowledge much. It doesn't matter if you really know about it. But the things which are mentioned there, like if you ask me that, like the required skills here, like for example, in Debezium, I told you about uh Git, Maven, and Java things. So these three things are important. Like even if you just go through this Idealist, if I show it to you here, also you can see the skills, that the knowledge prerequisites are Java, Git, Maven, right? Because these are the most important things that you should know. And what is the level? Even they mention the level for you: intermediate and advanced. So intermediate is about 50, 60. Okay, not more than that. It is not like, it is not very low like 20, 30, because that wouldn't make sense, because you won't be able to understand the code that easily. Then, like, let me show you a small gist of the code there. You might be able to understand things, because if you have worked in Java, so obviously the things will be easy for you to understand. Like, if I remember that, yeah, this was the class in which I added the network support. I have my face here if I see. Okay, so here, if you can see this, this basically just contains the data types in the, yeah, like, about public static final int JSON, this. So we know what static is, we know what final is, we know what int is. So obviously the code is pure Java, if you can see it, right? So obviously you just have to know Java. You can see inheritance is being used here. Obviously this is also important. Then if I move forward to this code, then here also you can see all the, like, the whole code is written in Java. There is nothing new. There is nothing new. Everything is just Java. You just have to create methods. You just have to write the code, right? The question which generally occurs is that how are we going to contribute to all these things, because there are a lot of classes. You can see there is this class, this class, this class, this class. How would we know that we need to contribute to which class, right?
Yeah,
Obviously there is a question. This is a very important question which I would answer.
common question too. Yeah, I
So
would like to just I would have asked it in a while. Like there are lots of classes. How you would just be specific? Like
yeah,
this is
like,
the problem,
if
or
you
this is
ask
yeah.
me, then like, my way of doing things is a bit easy. Like, I would say that it is kind of easy, if you ask me. Like, what you need to do is that you first see the issues. Like for Debezium, right now they don't have issues here. They might have Jira. For that, they might be using Jira issues. That is a repository where they raise all the issues and the things. Let me see, there might be the link for that. See this doc contributing to Debezium. So here they have a Jira, like they have all the issues in the Jira itself. So if you want to look through the issues, first of all you need to just like log into Red Hat, you can just make your ID and just go through it. And let me just log in. If I remember the password, I don't know what my password is. This password I don't know, because I have the official credentials, right? So I can brag about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works. Like I remember my password. Right. So there are these issues here going on. So if you are if you just see go through these issues, so obviously you can see there are a lot of things going on where MySQL, like there are a lot of issues. You can just see them. So what happens is that what I do is that I just take the issue. I'll just take the issue, then I will see that for what part is this issue. Like for example, let us take this replication slot in Postgres become in like it becomes inactive after some time. So what I will do is, I know that this is talking about Postgres, so obviously I need to do something with Postgres only. So I'll just go back to my repository. I know that it, like we are talking about Postgres here, so I'll just focus on the Postgres section only. Like I'll just go back here to my repository. I know it was talking about Postgres, so I'll just open it and I'll just see that what is the problem there. Like what is the thing going on and this or that. And there is one more thing which I would I would tell you, that thing I have done previously when I was a contributor. This will help you out. Like suppose there is an issue and you know that maybe it is regarding this class only, so it might be possible. Like for example, someone said you that you need to give support for this array. Like suppose there is no support for character array, so he asked you, come on man, just give me the support for the character array. So you will be like, okay, for this I know this will be the package where this thing might be there. So you will just open it. Like for example, here is the code for all the array types, and someone asked me that you need to put the array here. So what I can do is, you can use git blame here. Like you can see, you will just click here, like you just click on any line, and here you can see the git blame, like all the commits they have made here. So from that you can take help. Like for example, you can see I have added the support for all range types, like this CIDR, inet, MAC address, info range, intent range. These are the things which I added if I remember them perfectly. So what I did was, there was this, like there are other support things also going on. If you can see here, add support for MAC address, right? You can see here support for Vault to JSON plugin, support for this. So
Yes.
I just saw this, and then I came to know, like I saw this one, if I remember correctly, that it is giving some support for Postgres array types. So I came to understand one thing, that it is 100% sure that this is the class in which I have to work. And if I open this PR, so it also contains the changes they made. Right, so this helps me out, that what is the change I need to make. Like I can take help from this code base of itself, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Things
Yes.
got completely easy for me then, because I know what I have to write. I can take support from these things, right? Because
Yes.
these
Certainly.
are the things which, like they will help you a lot. So this is a trick, or you can say this is a hack,
Yeah. So
right?
yeah, it's a big hack for grinding through a big repository or big source code. Like you just
Yeah,
open git blame and there is everything needed. Yeah, just you have to
yeah,
do some short tweaks in that, and your PR is ready, right?
yeah. Because you know how to, like you have already seen that how they are adding support. So now you
Yeah.
also know, and
So yeah.
they'll be like, oh man, we just took so much time for adding this, and he just took some time. How is this possible? Like obviously they might know about this
Maybe I
hack,
have
but
exposed git blame. Some cool
like
dudes are there.
this is what I used to. Like I
Yeah,
still use it sometimes because it is never possible to know everything. And you
absolutely.
can't always rely, like you just can't be like that. I will always keep asking questions from them. Even at
Right.
some point of time, they will be the one who will, like, if I was not that much, like if I didn't had this knowledge about git blame, so what I would have done was I would have asked them that where do I have to put this code. So they would have also pointed at the same PR, right? They would
Hmm.
have told me that look at this PR, take reference from this PR and do the work. So that is somewhat, I would say, I have done the work which they would have said in the future, right? Because if you are not, they don't have a lot of time. Obviously, they don't have a lot of time if you ask. So
Yes, yes.
they are obviously contributing towards the office work also. They have some official things also going on. They have meetings and stuff. So obviously they don't get time to just write you a whole new code and just say take help from this. Obviously they will not do that. They'll just point you towards their old PR and they will say that this was how I added this thing, so you can take help from it. So I did the work for them. I just saw the git blame and everything just worked fine for me. And that is a simple hack which I will let other student also know, because this is a good thing.
Yes, yes.
This,
We should
this
definitely share it. Yes,
yeah,
great, great
this,
one. That's
those of
really of
you,
great help. First of all, that's really of great help. Like knowing like git blame and grinding through commits and PRs is really very important, because
yeah,
again you are seeing a new code and you don't know what this code is for, and you have most of the times you have to do redundant things, because just as you just said, like add support for these scars. This is kind of a redundant thing, but they just want to get more contributions and more inclusiveness in the community. That's why they are building that issue, otherwise they would have solved it alone, right?
yeah,
So, and that's why their git blame and all those PRs are for you open, so as to
yeah.
understand for better understanding of the code base. Great
Exactly.
one.
So the thing is that git blame is never a, and you can't say this is kind of a cheating thing. Obviously,
Yeah, no.
this is our knowledge. This is knowledge which we have gained, right? So there are these things also, or might be if you are getting stuck at some error parts, you can go to Stack Overflow and just search it out. So I'll just say that if you want to contribute to this project, 50-60% knowledge of all the things are okay to go with. And you just first need to set it up locally. Obviously, that won't be a hard job because as I have already showed you the README file, right? So you just need to follow the step and everything will be there for you. And one more thing which they might have not mentioned is about Docker, right?
Yeah.
Obviously the students generally don't, like, they don't know about Docker thing also. So Docker basically provides you container, or we can also say that it provides you a container in which everything is already set it up. So you don't have to set up everything yourself, right? Like for example, even when we are working, so we just build our project and push the images to Docker Hub. Oh, sorry, we just push the images to Docker Hub, and from there we just use those images because they're just that those things are easy to do. So currently I think I have not signed in here. Let me do that if I remember the password here. Obviously I don't think so.
Brain work required.
Yeah, fine. Okay, so if you can see this, this is our Strimzy, obviously, because I am working on it. So you can see these are the images which I have built and I use it. Like I point my code towards these builded things and they just work fine, right? So Docker is also kind of required. I would say that is also a necessity. So you study about Docker, Git, Maven, and Java. That's it for
That's
Debezium. I would say that's the
great.
thing that you just want to know about Debezium, because once you have a good knowledge about this, you are okay to do everything.
Yes, yes.
So
So yeah, we have one question regarding certificates. So what is the value of Red Hat certifications? Do one at
Uh,
your, yeah.
if you ask me about Red Hat certifications, they are good. Like they'll help you out. Obviously, it is not like that you have to spend a lot of money for that, because certifications do matter, but not very much. Because I have not done any certification right now, like not even earlier. But still, I'm here at Red Hat now, which is a very good thing. And obviously, I'm very happy regarding it. And if you are saying that if we do certifications, we will get a job at Red Hat for sure, that is obviously not possible, right? Certification you should do for knowledge things, like yes, if you are gaining knowledge, you like cracking exams and getting the certification, so that is good. Obviously, that thing is very nice, but you should never be like, I will do this, I will do that. Like, it's just
Yeah, yeah. So certifications are not at all very much important. It is important if you want to showcase, or it kind of shows like how much knowledge you have gained. And if you want to know more about certification, you can head over to Cheers with Gaurav channel. Like Gaurav
yeah,
has done
obviously.
a lot of
Yeah,
certification
yeah,
from
Gaurav.
Red Hat.
Like, if you ask me, Gaurav Bhaiya has done a lot of certifications. He have a great knowledge about certification things. And there is one more thing. He had a webinar with the one who signs those Red Hat certificates. So you can just go to the channel for Cheers with Gaurav, and there you will find that webinar, right? So do watch that. And if you go there, you will even find other webinars also, in which we have the members from the middleware team explaining about their projects, explaining about the life of Red Hat guy. Like,
Yeah,
there are a lot of webinars, so you
yeah.
can
You
just.
were also there. I remember. I have seen that webinar. Like, yeah. So one,
One more question, koi?
like if someone is saying like Kunal comes to mind when I hear Red Hat. And
Kunal is a chill guy.
yeah, अनुज भैया मतलब कभी कभी
Yeah,
लगता है पुनी
अनुज
भगवान
भैया, नहीं, he is a god. वो भगवान है, वो seriously भगवान है. And
uh,
how
yeah.
much what did you know? मैं देख रहा था. I was seeing that. Are there any more questions? Like, if you have any question regarding the Division project, you can ask me. I'll just answer them right now,
And
and then
Strimzy
we'll
too,
go
like
for.
if you have already, like if you have seen the Strimzy project and you know anything about it and you have some questions, so you can ask it too, right? He's
Yeah,
ready to answer
but
that too.
the next project I was going to explain was about Strimzy itself, right? So,
Yeah.
if anyone has any question regarding Division, I would love to answer it. So the first, there is one question: what you suggest, like best open source project in Red Hat? Uh, Obviously, the project on which we work is the best one. So Strimzy is the best one for me right now, because I know how things work.
Gaurav,
I know how.
Gaurav, yeah, just joined.
Okay, so like Gaurav Bhatia from Cheers with Gaurav is here, and he's talking about my beard. Like, it's not small. I just wanted to look smart, so I just trimmed it. Like, I just wanted to look as smart as you, Gaurav Bhaiya. So obviously there is no match for you. So I just tried to look like you a bit. नीचे एक बंदे का मैसेज आया है, शादी नहीं की अभी नहीं की. ठीक है.
शादी के लिए तैयार कर रहे हैं बियर्ड वगैरह.
Can we use Python and C++ to help in open source? Can we use Python, C++? Obviously, I guess we have a project in C++, if I remember, and Python also. Python is very widely used, so it will always be there. So you can use it.
Yes.
So
Mhm.
obviously, you can use
There
it.
are lots of projects in Python, like Django framework and covering lots of Python code, like the Python software foundation itself. And if you talk about JBoss, so JBoss has one or two projects written in C and C++ too, and maybe some are written in Python too. I have not a lot idea about it, but maybe there.
Kunal Verma is asking, sir, how much did you know when you first contributed to this? I guess uh, No, don't ask me this. Well, 40, 30% I would say, because I knew about Java. Like I was 60, 70% in Java, but Maven and Docker things I didn't knew at the time. But after after working step by step, I was able to get a hang of it. Right. So now I am pretty much confident that I can solve many issues there. At that time, also, I made about 6, 7, or maybe 8 PRs there, but now I can make more. Right?
Absolutely.
Like I took a lot of time, like during that period. I would say like about 6 months maybe.
Yeah, it
I was
requires a lot of effort, right, to contribute in such a
Yeah.
big organization.
The
And
thing was that like the contributions that I made there, it helped me when I started contributing in the project, the Strimzy project, because Maven is also being used there and Java is also there. So I was able to make about 10 PRs in the second month itself. So I was like, yes, something helps out a lot. So
yeah,
I have made about 9, 10 PRs now, and I'm really happy that I was able to do that in very short time frame, like about 2 months, 3 months. I'm really happy regarding that. I'm currently working on a very good issue with a very good team. Like they're very cooperative. So obviously that also helps you, because if you are stuck at something, they'll just answer you right away. So that is why I love Red Hat a lot. That
hmm,
like this is the best company, if you ask me. You'll never find a company like this.
certainly.
So do come.
Uh, yes. Do apply, right? So Javed Akhtar has a question. How much time should as a fresher to give himself in the process of learning before doing open source contributions?
Okay, the question is good. Wait, let me switch my screen. I was not able to do it. Yeah. So Javed is asking how much time should a fresher to give himself in the process of learning before doing open source. So basically, about 1 year at least, maybe, because if you are a fresher and you have just started with Java, so obviously you need to get a hang of it, and approximately you definitely take at least 1 year or at least 6 months, right? 6 months are very necessary, because you might be studying about data structures also, and after studying data structures you will jump on to the development part, which is the good thing.
Hmm.
So approximately 7, 8 months, and then you will be good to go with anything, right?
Yes.
After 7, 8 months, you will be good to go. But I won't say that you will be able to contribute directly even after that. So obviously, it will also take some time. But yeah, that is the smallest time I would say.
Okay. So are there any good first issues currently in
Yeah,
Division?
there might be there. You can just ask them, because if I remember, I didn't knew about the good first issue. So what I did was I just pinged them in the Gitter channel, as I showed you in the user group. I just
Hmm.
pinged them. Or if you are contributing, so you should go to the uh, developers channel. Like let me show it to you. If you can see here, there are two chat channels, right? One is the user one and one is the dev one. So once
Yes.
you have started using the project and you know how to contribute to it, just open the developer channel and just write here that I am an open source enthusiast and I want to contribute to this project. So are there any good first issues which I could work on? So they will either provide you the link to it, or they will tell you what are the issues they can, like you can go with for the starters, right? So you can ask it. That is not a problem. He just sent me a whole link when I asked him, if I remember. So it's very easy for me, right?
Yes, that's how open source world works. Like if you don't know about anything, you just ask it, and they are always ready to help. And one more question, like you already asked, I guess, was
No,
answered, but yes,
like
need to
Docker,
some
I
know.
didn't knew. I didn't knew about Docker. Anuj Bhaiya was the one who taught me about it at that time. And talking about Kubernetes, I didn't knew up till now. Like I would say, I started learning about Kubernetes after, like I did studied about it when I was instructor at Coding Blocks, because I used it. I don't know, like I didn't used it correct, like not in a very good way, but I made some kind of a tutorial thing with it. So I kind of knew about it, but not that much. So now when I joined Red Hat, so it approximately took me 10 days to like get to know about Kubernetes and get started with it. So now I am at least 50, 60% comfortable in it, because if you know one thing, you are able to do other things. Like
Yes.
Docker is the main thing which you should know. Once you know about Docker, learning Kubernetes is not that hard. It's just the syntax thing going on. You just need to know the CLI commands. Here also, Kubernetes, you won't be using a dashboard for that, obviously. Just download Minikube and stuff, and you'll just write those commands: kubectl, kubectl, kubectl. They're just
Yeah, you
used to,
should have a good laptop too to run Minikube.
yeah, exactly. Like I won't recommend anyone any laptop which has a RAM lower than 8 GB. It is not feasible at all. And I would say 16 GB RAM is the best. Or
Yeah, that is sufficient.
mine contains 32. Oh, office
ग्रेट.
का
अच्छा, ऑफिस का है तो और सही है.
अपना
64 भी
तो
रेजोल्यूशन.
16 वाला बहुत है. Like 16 GB is the optimal one. Like I say, that is a good RAM, and 8 is
तो
fine.
वन बेटर बेनिफिट लाइक ऑफिस से लैपटॉप भी मिलेगा और उसमें 32 GB रैम मिलेगी. और क्या चाहिए.
नहीं, ग्राफिक कार्ड नहीं होगा, लिनक्स डाला हुआ है, गेम नहीं खेल सकते.
हाँ. uh,
So now I guess I should talk about the Strimzy project, which is my favorite right now.
yes,
And this
yes,
is the,
definitely.
like this project, I would say everyone will be able to contribute to it. It is not very hard. It is a good project. Like if you can see here, Strimzy Kafka operator. Now the thing is, Strimzy is providing a layer. Like those of you who don't know about Apache Kafka is a message broker thing. I don't know if you have attended the webinar which I had with Anuj Bhaiya earlier. So in that we explained what Kafka really is. It is basically, you can say it is basically a mailbox between the your user and the application, right? So it is managing everything, like the things, like the messages going on, like the message stream, you can say. It is managing all those message streams. So Kafka is used for it. And those of you who have never worked with Kafka, so if you want to contribute to this project, I would say that you should study about Kafka a bit. It is a streaming thing. Okay. For Kafka, you can just go through the documentation if you want to. So, like you can see, Apache Kafka is an open source distributed event streaming platform. Thousand of companies for data pipeline, streaming, data integration. There is a lot of stuff, and like I don't want to go into Kafka right now, like what it is, what it does. I just told you that it is basically a streaming thing, or you can say a message broker in between both of your users. And you, like you can say both, like there are two applications, they are communicating, there is a event stream going on. So Kafka is the one, like in between, which is handling all these streams. So this is Kafka. But what Strimzy does is that it makes things fluent for you. Like if you want to if you want to run your Kafka clusters, like there is a cluster in which there is a Kafka broker. Like you can say it is more or less, if you would have, if you have ever read about Kubernetes, there are these things, there are pods and stuff like that. So Apache Kafka, there is a broker, there are other things going on. So here we have topics which contains the information, or the events, you can say, and these events are also in a sequence, so you can't lose a sequence anytime, right? There are logs also, like if there is any kind of failures, etc. So replication of those events. So there is a lot of things which is going on inside Kafka. So that is why I won't go right into it, like deep into it. But for this project, there is like I would say 30 to 40% knowledge about Kafka is fine, right? But the main things which you need to know is you need to know about Kubernetes and Openshift. Openshift is also kind of like it is more better than Kubernetes, but and the commands are also somewhat similar. If anyone have used Openshift earlier, like Openshift also a Red Hat thing, right? So Red Hat OpenShift, you can just go through this, or you can just go through the README file for it. And here, it is also somewhat like for the containerization things going on. It will help you for orchestration also. So uh, if you know about OpenShift, it is also fine. If you know about Kubernetes, it is also fine. That is not a problem in the Strimzy project. But the thing which is important is that you should be fluent with one of them. Like not 100% fluent, about 50%. Like you should know about the commands, what is kubectl, and other things, this and that. So you should know about it. And Java, like if you want to contribute to this project, 70% Java is must. Like this is something which I asked from them itself. So they just said me that 60 to 70% Java is necessary. You should know about the lambda functions. I don't know how many of the students use them. Like no one uses it, right? We generally
Yes.
don't use lambdas. So lambdas are also very important part of it, because there is a library called Vertex, Eclipse Vertex library. So I don't know if it is used in check style also. Like I saw your webinar on check style also.
Oh,
You
great.
you were the one
Thanks
who
for
was
watching
doing it,
that.
right? You were the
Yeah.
one who was doing it, right? So I saw the whole webinar, and I was I was impressed that yes, there is a Java guy. So I guess you have used lambdas there. Might be possible, might not be.
No,
So yes,
we don't use lambdas there. Like it's mostly below it, or you know the trivial code structure. But we have to write checks for lambdas, because I have worked on lambdas and I have to write a check for just checking that if the indentation with lambda is correct. Like 2 3 peers
yeah.
were required, because first when I contributed for correcting lambda's expression, then it introduces some more bugs.
Yeah.
Then again contributed, then it again introduced some more bugs. Then I have to like land up 3 PRs for just correcting everything and making everything all fine and perfect. Like the community is really good there, I would have to say.
The thing is that lambdas sometimes completely messes things up, and it is like if you are new to it, you are definitely going to make a lot of mistakes. And those of the people who have worked with the Vertex library, future things, that is the that is very hard. Like in Strimzy, we have those future things going on. We are using the Vertex library. So it is something which I don't understand even now, not completely, but just a gist how it is working. So if you ask me, Strimzy project is a good project to contribute at if you want to. So Strimzy is basically providing you a layer for running these Kafka clusters on Kubernetes or OpenShift. Like you can see, it runs cluster various deployment configurations. The thing is that if Kafka is providing you with some configurations, this Strimzy will provide you with even more configuration, even more diverse things, right? So setting it up is a very easy thing, right? You just open this quick start for minikube. You just run these commands directly. Like you can see kubectl, etc. You need to install minikube and the other things like the Docker things, etc. If you want to work on it. So for Strimzy, Java 60-70%, Docker and Kubernetes 40-50%, fine. 40-50 or 30-40, it's just fine. You should know that how Kubernetes works and how Docker works. Like you should know about the commands there, and everything will be fine.
Yes,
So
yes.
like this is easy, this is a easy quick start. And even there is one more thing, if you are stuck with something, so we have a very interesting tutorial video which I guess was made by Tom Cooper. Like he's a very nice guy, I know him. Like he's the one whom I am working with on a PR right now. So Strimzy, okay, so here, this is a small tutorial on Strimzy that he made. Yeah, it's him. I can recognize his voice. So, like he has ran the whole commands, and there is everything going on here, right? So, if you are ever stuck with something, just open this tutorial, and you will just understand what are the things which are not going right or which are wrong. Okay, and
Okay, great.
documentation we have here itself. You want like overview thing? We have a good guide, like a big guide. Everything is written here. How everything is working. What is the architecture here? How you need to quick start. You need to deploy. You need to use some configurations. Every single thing is there, so you don't have to worry about anything. And the best thing is that if you ever get a doubt in Strimzy, if you are stuck with something, you just come here. Like if you are working on a PR, you can just ask the questions on the PR. Like I might have my PR also. Yeah, here it is. It is not being mud. Feels bad. It has some issues, I guess. And here also issues we have here. You can label, you can see the labels. You can start with the good starter ones. Obviously I made the PR for this also, and then I moved on to the bigger issues. So these are the good first issues you can go through if you want to. And
Okay.
if you have any doubts regarding this, we have a Slack channel for Strimzy, and we have these things like you can see the Strimzy channel on CNCF Slack mailing list. We have here GitHub discussion. You can just ask the questions here also. Like you, if you are having any question, you can just write a question tag and just ask it. Right? It's simple.
Yes, yes. Great one, great one. Like what was required and everything is just covered up. So there we have some tutorials also, like from the Tom Cooper. Sorry if I forget one.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can just get started with it. And if you find any problem, you can join the Slack channel and ask your doubts.
Yeah. Even we
Yes.
have these regular meetings things also.
Yes. Yes. Great. So we have one questions. If I'm doing my DSA in C++, but since most of the open source is on Java, will you advise
Not a
him to?
problem if you are doing data structures in C++, because data structures, the concept is going to stay the same. It won't change. So obviously you can continue your data structures in C++ if you are fluent at it. And after that, if you want to learn Java, so it's just a syntax thing. You will just get a hang of it in 1 month itself. So not a problem. It's totally fine. And you might get interested in C++ only. So obviously there are C++ projects also on which you can work.
Yes. So yesterday we had a webinar with Blender Foundation, and a day like in the initial days we had about code, or I guess Arduino and all these things. So they all required C++ knowledge. So if you are Cat Robot also, so they all require C++ knowledge. So if you're already fluent enough in C++, you can check out their projects too, right? And
Best way, oh
yeah,
no, I was just going through one question.
yeah.
I guess obviously the Linux, obviously. No one uses Windows, just throw it, just delete it. I don't know what to do with it. Just throw your laptop if you have Windows in it. Destroy your monitors. Like Linux is the most important thing, and I guess if you ever come with Windows to anyone, he'll just write a diss track on you. You come to me, I'll write a diss track on you. So Linux obviously, and in Linux also, we I guess the best friendly starter one is Ubuntu. None other than that. It is the most friendly and the best one.
Yeah, it is one of the most used one also.
Yeah.
Like everyone uses Ubuntu if they're using Linux. Dual boot should work.
No.
Like
Like it can work, but I would say that you don't have to live two lives with one heart. Right? It
wow,
might
wow.
happen. It might happen in a romantic movie.
Shiny
that
Pro.
that both
So
the okay. Yeah,
so
man.
we have some romantic vibes here, and yeah, dual boot may not work because yet yes, the reason was just mentioned by Shubham Bhaiya because it's
Like
like
the thing is,
living
you
two
might
lives
be
in one.
giving some of your space to the Windows, then you are giving some space to your Ubuntu. Like that doesn't. This is not how things work. So that is the same thing which I said. Two lives with one heart. That's a movie thing. Not doesn't happen in reality.
और CS:GO CS:GO खेलने का मन कर जाता है कभी कभी वो चलता नहीं है लिनक्स पे
तो गेमिंग कम्युनिटी ज्वाइन कर लो उसमें भी कैसा है
और क्या
या
हाँ तो मैं भी बहुत बहुत टाइम तक डुअल बूट में ही कर रहा था वो काम और सही चल जाता है फिर भी और बट बाद में जब SSD इंस्टॉल किया तो 256 GB का ही था तो उसमें डुअल बूट का कोई सवाल ही नहीं है
एग्जैक्टली
उबंटू से ही चल
एचडीडी
रहा
में चलता है
है हाँ HDD
एचडीडी
था पहले
uh Chintu, how do you all come up with such great actually Strimzy was not my idea, it was already there. We just had to work on it. And the thing about idea is that there are some things called patent. If I remember, you can just file a patent, and a patent is basically an idea which can later on be converted into a project. So for example, you are with a company and you wanted to file a patent with them, so they will like if your idea is good, then they will just store it, and somehow if the other company suppose if the other company suppose like uses that idea, so like suppose you are the one who made something with that idea, and it's like your company, and then other person says that yeah, this was my idea, then you will be like, this was my idea, we have a patent here, you can see it, like we have the proof that this is our idea also, not just yours, so we have the proof for it. So apart from that, patent is a good thing, and what you are saying, ideas, great ideas come in great minds. We there is one small example. If you like, there is paper clips, right? Earlier we had those big paper clips. If you remember those big sized one, I don't know how people used it. Now we have the smaller one also. So paper clips was one idea, and someone patented it into a new one. So that is even better. So this is
yes
how things change.
Yes. So the second thing I would like to add is when you get into some problem, you also get some ideas. Like if you have some problems, so what Devasium and Strimzy I mean founders have thought like they would have come up with some problems or they would have come up with some issues while using other products. So they tried to build their own, and that's how the idea originated also. So,
Yeah.
yeah, so this is one more question. Like, will we need to install Red Hat for contributing to Red Hat?
Install Red Hat. What is Red
Red
Hat?
Hat, Red Hat is, I guess, one operating
I guess
system to
he's
like
talking
just like
about RHEL. Red Hat. RHEL.
yes, yes,
Red Hat
rel,
Enterprise
rel,
System.
rel, rel.
I
Yes,
guess he's asking about RHEL. So it doesn't matter if you are working on RHEL, you are working on Ubuntu, you are working on Fedora, you are working on CentOS. It could be any OS. Just it should be a Linux one, not the
yeah,
Windows one.
yes. Or and do we need to create some? Do we need to have some uh, Red Hat email IDs? Because in the past I have tried to log into some Red Hat accounts, some Slack channels or those kind of things, and they require me to have some Red Hat domain. So is it really there?
You need to create accounts on, like, you need to create a Red Hat account on the thing which I showed to you, like the thing where I logged in. If I remember the community thing, you can just create a ID there if you want to. But for the official things, like if you ask me about the official things which are going, obviously you can't access it, so you can just you can create a normal account on Red Hat. That is not a problem. You can
Okay,
just go here, account, you can just create it, no problem in that.
okay, okay,
Okay.
okay. Thanks
like
for
the
that. Thanks for that.
like if you want to, like, I guess it is important, if you want to access the Red Hat docs, you won't be able to access it until you have account.
Yes, yes. That problem was encountered by me, and I just stopped there.
You
Like,
should create account for that. If you
yeah.
don't have it, you should. But
Yeah.
yeah, the official one, obviously you can't access them.
So, uh, can you also suggest me how to find new open source project for entry level?
For entry level, I guess these are entry level projects only, not very hard. You can
Hmm.
just, like, every open source project is going to be hard. It is not going, there is no
Ye-
entry level project, I would say. You
Yes,
just
definitely.
pick up the project which piques your interest, which mostly suits your stack on which you are working, and just start working on it. That's it.
Yes, yes, yes. Great. So everyone is liking this session. Like it's not much like a session, but it's more like an interaction. So
Yeah.
yeah, credit goes to Shubham Bhaiya itself, himself. And I guess we don't have any further questions. And it's already 1 hour 11 minute session. Like it's a
Yeah.
really long session.
I
So
like C++ half. No, you're like like this question. I would just say don't start with half knowledge. Just study it completely first, and then go with it. Okay,
hmm,
so yeah, like they like, I guess I have told you everything about division and Strimzy. If you want to contribute to it, there is nothing more than that you require for this. For tutorial things, Strimzy has a lot of things going on there. We have the video also, we have documentation also, we have
hmm.
guys also there which will help you out, and everyone, right? And like, I don't have a Twitter account, I'm so sorry. I have a LinkedIn account.
LinkedIn.
If you go to, like, you can just ping me there, no problem, right? You can just ping me on my LinkedIn account, I'll answer it, no problem.
So you have to just search Shubham Rawat and he will pop up. There's no problem. There's no less in popularity. So you have to just type in the search box of LinkedIn like Shubham Rawat Red Hat, and that's where you will get him.
Or you can just I don't know what is my real it's this, if I can, if you can share it. Wait, let me show it to you. And I send it on the chat, you can just
Yes,
share
yes,
it.
I got that. I
Yeah.
should share it now. Yes, so you can
Okay.
connect with him here. So that I just shared the
I
link.
guess some of them just sent me the request. So I guess that thing
Super
worked.
fast.
Yeah. Oh god, my laptop is going to shut down, I guess.
Okay, okay, okay. So no problem. Like it's we can end this session now, right? If you are
Yeah.
okay. So it's already a really long session, and it was really very insightful and kind of very interactive one, like the most interactive one I would say. Like we just covered a lot many doubt of students out there. Like yeah, a lot of doubts we have solved here, and thanks for like walking through the Debizium project and Strimzy project. These two are really important. Like if you want to try your hands on, you can definitely go with that if you have already bit of Java knowledge, or if you are into DevOps or Kubernetes world. So that's, I guess that's it for the day. And yeah, thanks for this amazing
Thank
session.
you. Yeah. Okay, thank you for having me here. And now
Yeah.
I'll just leave you. Enjoy your
Yeah.
day
So
and fun.
yeah. So one last question: if you have anything for a Drog IoT
I
project.
really don't have any knowledge about the Drog IoT project. I have not
Yeah.
heard about it a lot.
Yes.
Like I
So that's
saw
all.
that, if I would have known, I would have answered that, but I really didn't. I haven't worked with the Drog IoT project yet, so no
Yes.
idea
So if
regarding
you,
that.
yeah,
But
yes,
yeah,
yes.
if it is possible, I'll just ask someone to take a good session on it also, if it would be
Hmm.
possible. So yeah,
Hmm. Yes, and you can join the Slack or Gitter channel to learn more about the project. Read the whole README because that is also important to learn more about the project.
yeah,
And if you want a separate session, so it's all on the guest. Like we can invite anyone, but it's upon the guest they want to come or not. So most probably they come because yeah, Code for Cause is really an now established one. I
yeah.
want Code for Cause swags. Don't ask us. The answer would be
Ask
don't
Anil
ask
Bhaiya
us.
for that. Write a mail to Anuj Bhaiya. I want swags, and he'll just deliver things to you if possible.
डिलीवर करो मुझे चाहिए है ना.
हाँ, मुझे भी चाहिए ऐसे तो.
So yeah, this is one of the code for cost swag, like yeah, bottle that I regularly use. Like I don't drink in glass. I only use bottle after whenever I have to drink water. So I guess that's it for the day. Yes, that was
Yeah,
really a very great session, more interactive one, and
yeah.
really
It's about
light-hearted and
27.
yeah, light-hearted and funny session
Yeah,
to be called. So thanks
Mhm.
again everyone for joining, and thanks Shubham Bhaiya for joining again. And we can take your leave now.
Yeah. Bye
Bye,
bye.
bye everyone.